a different religion. If you happen to be like me, for whatever reason, Allah chose me to go through the path of, the path that I've gone through. But I can probably say I probably know more, and when I say more, I'll put that in quotes, more about Sunni and Shia and Wahhabism because I've had to learn all three to understand the differences. And I don't know if that's true for a person born directly into a Sunni family, a person born directly into a Shia family, a person born directly into a Wahhabi family, because they don't have to put that thought and effort into it. They're basically like, I know what I'm learning. My parents have told me it's the right thing. My brothers have told me it's the right thing, whatever. So there's a reason. I don't know what that reason is yet. Inshallah, one day I'll kind of figure it out for myself, and I'll know, what my purpose was and what the journey was all about. But alhamdulillah, till that day, I think the people that I've run into, alhamdulillah, the doors that Allah has opened for me, the religious aspects of the emotion and the passion that I find across the board in the Ahlul Bayt, I mean, I would say attracts me more and challenges me more mentally to be able to say why. Right? And the more times I say why to myself, the more books I open up, the more things I read about, the more things I debate about to say, yeah, I understand this, but this doesn't make any sense. And then obviously there's a good debate that occurs, and you kind of go, okay, maybe I can understand that aspect of it, right? So I think the open conversation, the open debate is one that in this world is necessary, and I find that a lot more within the Ahlul Bayt community, right? As I mentioned before, just because the knowledge comes from a different aspect. The knowledge doesn't come from, here's what I learned when I was growing up. The knowledge comes from, I went to this university, I spent 6 years there studying Islam, the different aspects of Islam, and understanding why this happens and that happens. So to me, I think that's probably the greatest aspect of where we are today, where I am today in my life, in learning more about the Ahlul Bayt and hopefully taking that journey a step closer, towards the end. How Imam Hussein and kind of the impact of Karbala and how that kind of impacts me and what I go through and emotionally how I deal with that. I think if there's one sacrifice in this world, it doesn't make a difference who you are, as long as you're a Muslim. That sacrifice enabled us to get to where we are today as Muslims in general. It doesn't make a difference what you believe in. If you're a Muslim, it doesn't make a difference what sect you're in, doesn't make a difference what your beliefs and your thoughts are. That was the sacrifice that enabled Islam to move forward. Now, if you take that and you add on to it the descriptions, the emotional sacrifices, the physical sacrifices, the mental sacrifices that at that time and place the family of Imam Ali had to make, and the kids, what they had to go through. I think it's just like anything else. I think there's not a single person in this world who can see and sit back and watch their family kind of get massacred in the way that happened. So emotionally, absolutely, that's a draining emotion. It's one that you kind of sit back and you say to yourself, in that time, in that place, knowing that is what they were going up against, could we as individuals really step up and go, I know exactly what I'm walking into, right? I'm walking into a massacre. I know my family's going to get massacred tomorrow. I know they're going to be embarrassed tomorrow. I know they're going to be put in front of a test tomorrow. Could I do that? Those are the kind of emotions that I deal with, and when I think about kind of Karbala and I think about the actions that happened there, and again, Muslims on Muslims. So we talk about individually kind of where these things go. That is a tough emotion. That is a tough reaction to kind of take in. But I think the more and more I learn about it, I got to be honest with you. I mean, I wasn't educated about this in the beginning. We would go to during the month of Muharram, we would go to the Mehfil, and I would see kind of all the things going on and the physical aspects of what was going on in the morning. I didn't understand it, and to me, I think, alhamdulillah, I would say probably over the last 5-6 years, I think speaking more and more to the imams about that, what happened there, why it was critical, what the reasoning for it was. Historically, I didn't understand it either. So just historically becoming more aware of why it happened. I think that's the one thing absolutely I walk away from is, again, it doesn't make a difference who you are in this world. It doesn't make a difference what seat you're on and what group you're a part of. If you're a Muslim, you wouldn't be a Muslim today if that sacrifice hadn't taken place, because Islam, as we know it, the true religion, the kind of the cleansed religion, it would have been tainted. It would have gone different directions. It would have been pushed out. And I think just like you see in other parts of the organizations, there's always a kind of a balance. I think that sacrifice created that balance and put Islam back on the right path.